I am very concerned about Mike Pence. I have no idea what he's going to do. Did not love the way the president talked about that. And I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, we're walking over to the Capitol right now, and I don't know, maybe we'll break down the doors.
Hi again, everyone. It's 5 o'clock in the East. Some of the most chilling sounds from the day of the Capitol insurrection. Rioters chanting to execute the sitting vice president of the United States of America. The threat to Mike Pence's life was so real and so urgent, he was rushed out of the Senate chamber by his Secret Service detail and held in an undisclosed location. Reporting on that day found that rioters were less than 100 feet away from where Mike Pence and his family were hiding. It was an astonishing scene, seeing the vice president flee for his safety as the Capitol was breached, which makes reporting in a new bombshell book by our friend at the Washington Post, Carol Leonnig, all the more important and shocking. In Zero Fail, Leonnig takes a deep look into the history of the Secret Service, detailing the agency's challenges and missteps over the course of 11 presidents. Leonnig writes how politics and extremism have now seeped into the agency. Here's her stunning account of what happened following the events of January 6. Quote, despite the heroism of their brothers in arms that day, some Secret Service personnel again took to social media in the days after January 6th, empathizing with and defending the mission of the armed rioters who breached the Capitol, the same ones who had endangered the Pence agents and pummeled Capitol police officers with metal pipes and bats. One Secret Service officer called the armed protesters patriots, seeking to undo an illegitimate election, and falsely claimed to her friends that disguised Antifa members had started the violence. One presidential detail agent reposted a popular anti-Biden screed that criticized Democrats for their relentless attacks on Trump. Truly alarming findings that raise concerns about how far the infection of Trumpian disinformation and extremism seeped into the agency tasked with protecting the lives of then President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. Here's more about how the real president-elect, faced limited protection due to the former guy's lies. Quote, because of the president's insistence that he was the victim of some inexplicable fraud, Biden did not immediately receive the protective shield of a specially equipped armored car, a 24/7 counter-assault team, and a beefed-up detail with more veteran agents. The service spread the word to confused agents that they simply had to wait until the results were truly official, when Trump conceded or when the votes were certified by the Electoral College. But many agents said this delay ignored the agency's own security training. Once he became the presumptive president-elect, Biden was automatically a bigger target for assassination. The decision to withhold this extra security only compounded the Biden camp's fears that Trump had corrupted this elite band. What few realized was that clusters of agents, including some on Trump's detail, were openly rooting for Trump, a fact hiding in plain sight. Leonnig reports that members of Biden's transition were troubled by what this meant for the president's protection, and some agents who Biden knew from his time as vice president were brought back as supervisors. Questions swirling about the safety of the current president come as Congress is wrestling with the formation of an independent commission to investigate what happened on 1/6. House GOP leader Kevin McCarthy announcing this morning he will not support the bipartisan deal to establish one. It's a frightening look into the politicization of the people who are supposed to keep the leader of the free world safe. And it's where we start this hour with one of our most favorite reporters and friends. Three-time Pulitzer Prize winner Carol Leonnig, Washington Post national reporter and an MSNBC contributor, and author of the stunning new book out today, Zero Fail, The Rise and Fall of the Secret Service. So I know that you knew everything that was in your book. But as we've been talking about extremism in the military and extremism in law enforcement, your count of extremism in the Secret Service in and around 1/6 is just staggering. Tell me more.
I think what I found so shocking was, I was reporting on January 6th, just like you were, and literally within hours of that attack, I had agents who were reaching out to me, some former, some current, sharing with me social media postings of their colleagues saying, look what guy number A, B, and C are saying on their personal accounts, some of them shrouded in a little bit of, acronyms or special extra nicknames. But they were sharing things about how Biden had been illegitimately elected, talking about the rioters who, again, were attacking other police officers with flagpoles to the chest and fire extinguishers to the head, describing those attackers as patriots. This was disturbing to their colleagues enough that they shared these pieces of information with me. But, Nicole, it isn't just that moment, as shocking as that is. Agents and officers had been upset starting back in June of 2020, because that's the day, June 1, when the president deployed the Secret Service and the Park Police to clear out a square for a photo op, to show that he's the authoritarian leader, he's riding herd over all these protesters. Secret Service officers were really upset about this, and they demanded to talk to their director about what in the world was going on. Why were they using this level of force? Was this appropriate with peaceable protesters? And that conversation led to many more private conversations in which agents and officers complained that members of the president's detail had MAGA hats on their desks. Supervisors had been deployed by the president to work, at least one of them, in the White House as political aides to the president. This was something that crossed a line the Secret Service had never crossed before. And there are just so many alums in that family, that noble family of Secret Service agents, who are appalled at the way the Trump administration politicized this agency, whose motto is not only, worthy of trust and confidence, but also the people elect them, we just protect them. They're supposed to be politically above reproach and independent of party politics.
Carol, what happened and where are the agents who on their personal social media accounts voiced their support for the insurrectionists? Are any of them tasked with protecting the current president or vice president?
Nicole, when I asked the Secret Service this question when we were beginning to learn these pieces, they declined to comment and said that they take all inappropriate political speech seriously and they investigate it. But they declined to answer the questions, what have you done with these individuals? Now, to their credit or in their defense, it's hard to talk about individual personnel cases. But some of these people are still working in very high levels. And for example, the person that I mentioned who became the White House Deputy Chief of Staff after running President Trump's detail, Tony Ornato, is currently the Assistant Director of the Secret Service. Now, he has great reputation as an agent, but he crossed over into a political job in the White House, and now he is back in charge at a C-suite level protecting President Biden.
Carol, we have a statement from the Secret Service I'm going to read. They say that the American people can rest assured that the U.S. Secret Service is apolitical, nonpartisan. Our focus is not on politics, but on uncompromising excellence and continual improvement, protecting national and world leaders and the security of our nation's financial system. There's no tolerance for conduct that casts doubt on the unwavering commitment to execute these missions. Were the agents protecting Mike Pence living up to that standard? I mean, was that too close for comfort for anybody that you talked to?
I think Mike Pence found himself incredibly comforted by the agents around him and believed that they went beyond, just the extra mile to protect him. 3 times his detail leader came into the Capitol hideaway where Pence and his family were stowed away, essentially hiding from the nooses outside on the lawn and from the people that were chanting, "Hang Mike Pence." 3 times his detail leader came in and said, "We have got to get you out of here. It is not safe." And finally, on the 3rd time, the vice president agreed. You can see his detail leader with his hand on Pence's shoulder there in that shot. Pence did not want to leave the building. He wanted to finish the work and he wanted to certify that election. The Secret Service somehow found a safe enough place that they were comforted that they could keep him there. But meanwhile, there were Secret Service agents on the president's detail, basically empathizing with the attackers that day. And I would also add that the director who makes the statement today that they will not put up with political conduct is the same director who allowed the head of the president's detail to join the White House as a political operative, helping stage the president's campaigns, helping execute the clearing of Lafayette Square on June 1.